This terrifying clip is a recording from a car driver showing the eerie atmosphere of the road at night. And during the day on the same road, he was suddenly startled by the camera recording a terrifying figure hanging right above the tree he was passing. Take a look. As we can see, when he was driving down that road, suddenly, there was a clear image of a woman hanging from a tree. This was very creepy, especially since it happened in broad daylight. The driver didn't notice the apparition until he reviewed his car's CCTV footage and got a big shock. What do you think about this video? On February 21st, 2021, a chilling piece of footage was uploaded to a YouTube channel called Jeff in NH. Jeff was out in an undisclosed location somewhere in the US, and after hearing something strange in the forest, he decided to hit record. But what he captured that night, I still can't explain.
Okay. Heard a sound out here. So I'm recording in hopes that I hear it again. It's downright terrifying. But of course it stopped as soon as I started. All I can hear right now is dog barking, I think. Pretty sure that's a porcupine. That's not what I heard. Heard something quite different, but that was a porcupine.
At first, he hears what he believes is a porcupine, but like he mentions, that's not what scared him, so he waits, quietly, camera rolling, listening for the sound to return. And just a few minutes later, this happens.
You just give up. You can't walk any further because it's just not conducive to it. Oh. There it is again. That's what I heard when I first came out. That is terrifying. That was either like the biggest sickest coyote, or I have no idea. Wow. Now, I've heard coyotes many times out here, all hours, from lone coyotes doing that long, like wolf type call, to like a pack of coyotes yelping with a kill. Owls, fisher cats, foxes. I know that they sound crazy. That is totally different. That was deep. Oh my God. Yeah. Tell me what that is.
A loud, unsettling sound echoes through the woods. It doesn't sound like a deer. It doesn't sound like an elk. It doesn't sound like anything familiar yet natural. Even Jeff seems completely thrown off. And a year later, he gave an update in the video description. I am still confused about the sound. Those saying deer, elk, I really don't think so. The best bet would be canine, but certainly not normal. And then of course, we still have Sasquatch on the table. I'm not a believer, really. But until I find a matching sound, I don't have many good ideas. Now I don't know about you, but that sound feels way too strange to brush off as a regular animal. So what do you think? Was Jeff unknowingly recording something unexplainable, or just a creature we haven't heard before? Let me know in the comments. This terrifying video is a chilling clip from Uncle Maman's horror camping channel. That night, he recklessly spent the night in one of the forests considered haunted there. Heavy rain was falling. He began recounting what had happened there. Suddenly, a clear laugh echoed from within the forest. Curious, he decided to investigate. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Then, without realizing it, he noticed a pair of red eyes presumed to be those of a ghost staring at him from directly behind.
Penasaran hasil gambarnya ya. Kayak ada suara-suara rombongan gitu, kayak suara-suara jejak arah ke sini teman-teman.
A ghost hunter recklessly explored one of the long-abandoned hospitals that had become haunted. It was said that no one dared to enter the hospital. However, he was determined to test his courage and explored every part of the building. Suddenly, He saw a black shadow standing right in front of him. He was curious and tried to approach it. Sure enough, the figure was the spirit of a deceased victim haunting the hospital.
Kita interaksi teman-teman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Siapa namamu? Allahu Akbar. Oh, jadi kamu korban kecelakaan. Bahkan kamu saat dibawa ke rumah sakit ini sudah tidak bernafas lagi. Oh, benar. Oh, berarti dia penasaran dengan lokasi ini, coy. Astagfirullahaladzim, ini ngeri banget teman-teman. Astagfirullahaladzim. Allahu Akbar. Ya Allah. Astagfirullahaladzim. Oke, nona manis. Astagfirullahaladzim lagi. Allah. Ya Allah. Tim. Ya.
This terrifying video is a terrifying clip from Derman Explorer's horror channel. That night, he recklessly explored a forest with the intention of spending the night there and looking for apparitions. Shortly after, he set up his tent until he heard what sounded like ghostly laughter. However, he was determined to continue his exploration until this terrifying apparition appeared.
Astagfirullah. Hei. Apa itu? Kuntilanak kayaknya. Ada suara lompat-lompat teman-teman di luar tenda. Dengerin suaranya.
Kaya USA is a YouTuber who loves everything outdoors. Camping, kayaking, fishing, you name it. He's built up quite the audience, and most of his videos are the perfect mix of adventure and entertainment. But what happened in this upload is something he'll never forget. He planned a solo truck camping trip at Lake Gunnersville, one of his favorite places. But what started as a beautiful day quickly turned into every camper's worst nightmare.
Film myself out here camping. This is my favorite place to camp in Alabama. And if y'all remember the last video when I got the hook in my hand, that grass patch over there is where it happened. They always blow up topwater there early in the morning and right before dark. We're gonna be over there fishing again today, hopefully catching another big one. Last time we camped way out past where you see that camper way out there on the other side of that. But all of these spots are really nice. We're pretty close to the bathhouse this time, but here's our setup. And old Dill Pickle, there's Dylan over there, Melissa. They did end up catching up with me, so we're out here together. They were able to get a spot right next to me. Getting here early like this, you can kind of pick the spots you want. But the truck popped up pretty quick. I got the Benny Hike tent on top with the Benny Hike awning. I think that's the 9-foot awning. This sticks way out.
The sun is shining, spirits are high, and even a few friends show up and join them on the lake. They spend hours fishing, laughing, and documenting every catch. But just a few hours before nightfall, the weather shifts. And it shifts fast.
Holy cow, y'all. So, I don't know how much I just filmed out in the water. Me and Dylan were both just waiting and fishing. And look what just rolled up on us. Look at this. It is pouring. And that's only a few hundred yards away. It is white capping out here on the water. Look at this. This just came up out of nowhere. I don't know how bad that looks on camera, but it's pretty bad. Can you see the white caps out here? Let me zoom in. Water. We're kind of hoping it goes around us. I did go ahead and roll the awning up. I left the tent up because I've got my stuff in it, and in order for me to close that tent, I have to take all of my stuff out, and I don't really know if I have time. I don't want to be caught in the middle of it because it's legit. It's raining right here. Look at that. It's like a black wall. It's raining on the other side of the water from us, and it's blowing directly in our face. We've had something pop up on us right here, and it is bad, y'all. I don't know if you can tell, but we're inside of this gazebo holding it down, and it's picking me up. Holy shit. This is nuts. Bro, I hope we ain't got no tornado popped up on us. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. This is nuts, y'all. I hope that pole holds up, because that's what's holding my kayak. You tied it up. Did you do good? Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. You can't see the other side of the lake at all. Can y'all tell the lake is gone? I really hope this ain't a tornado, because we should probably be in the truck. Oh, there's the rain. We're just holding this gazebo down, guys. Is the tent good? This is absolutely insane, y'all. Look at this. Oh, stuff falling out of the tree. Oh, there goes the drill. Oh. God, dude. We might need to get under the vehicle.
Dude, I've never been in something like this.
This is horrible, man. I haven't either. We probably need to be under our truck.
There ain't no doubt.
If this tree comes down, it's gonna hit us. Oh my God. I think we're in a tornado, y'all. Hey, that tree just went down. That tree just went down beside us. Guys, I think we are in the middle of a tornado. My kayak is beached. The tree came down behind us.
Out of nowhere, a tornado rolls in, wind ripping through the trees. Debris flying, Kayak USA is suddenly holding on for dear life. And then things get even scarier.
It took this tree down where I was going to park. Look at this. It's completely uprooted. I was really worried about these that were up under here. My kayak is completely underwater. Thank goodness I didn't have my MK300 on. That was the worst experience of my life. I've got to try to get this kayak pulled up on the bank. Look at this tree, y'all. Look at this. I hope that it's past. It's still coming down pretty hard. This is where we were going to park. This is where we were going to camp because it was right behind the bathroom.
A massive tree came crashing down, landing exactly where he originally planned to set up camp. If he hadn't moved to join his friends, he could have been crushed. Luckily, the tornado passed and they all made it through the night safely. But honestly, this is a chilling reminder that sometimes one small decision can be the difference between a fun weekend trip and tragedy. Very remote and located on a hill. He was curious and wanted to prove that there were apparitions there. Night fell, and strange sounds could be heard until he decided to walk around the area near his tent and attempt a spirit summoning ritual. At first, nothing happened, until suddenly he didn't notice a white shadow passing right behind him, and a few moments later, the Ouija board he was using to summon spirits began moving on its own. Take a look.
Духи этого леса. Вы можете выйти со мной на контакт. Духи этого леса. Стакан дернулся.
As we saw, he recklessly came alone and spent the night in the forest. At first, nothing happened until suddenly, the glass he was using suddenly moved on its own. He was panicked by the incident. The radio he hung on the tree also appeared to be moved by something. He became curious and tried to approach it, and suddenly this terrifying figure was clearly captured on the camera he had set up.
Фонарик, тень откуда-нибудь показалась. Это не человек. Черт.
This video was shared by a female TikTok user. She was recording a video in her sister's room one night, and while she was busy recording, her camera suddenly caught a frightening apparition. Watch this. The woman explained that her camera had recorded the appearance of an apparition right behind the window. The figure was very clear, only showing part of its face, which looked very scary with its bulging eyes staring directly at the camera. It was only recorded for a split second before it finally disappeared, and never appeared again. Whether this is an apparition or not, what do you think? This video shows a strange figure that resembles a man sweeping at night, but strangely, it appears to be headless. It's clear that the figure is sweeping in front of a clothing store, and even the woman nearby seems oblivious to its presence. If this were truly a ghost, for some reason, the passersby weren't alarmed at all, and even the person recording it wasn't startled or scared. What do you think about this strange video, friends? This terrifying incident occurred to a motorist on his way to deliver goods to a customer at night. He was suddenly shocked and couldn't believe what he saw on the side of the road. After reviewing the footage from his car's camera, he was convinced that what he saw on the road was not human. The footage showed a strange, flying white cloth-like object hovering on the side of the road. Although its shape was unclear, the object appeared to move in an unusual manner, as if it were flying from one place to another, leaping over considerable distances. This incident left the motorist shocked and wondering what he had just witnessed. Perhaps it was a ghost, or just a simple white cloth floating in the wind. But whatever the object captured in this video was, it remains a mystery. In Florida, a young mother named Haley Kenny was awakened by her 3-year-old son, who claimed he saw something in the house because he kept saying there was something in his bedroom. Haley then began recording to document the strange moment, and eventually, the camera caught something truly disturbing.
What is it? Baby, there's nothing in here. There's nothing in here. Okay, I don't see it.
As the boy pointed to an empty corner of the room, two strange things happened. First, there was an unexplained growling sound. Then, as the boy pointed to the corner, a mysterious shadow appeared twice very quickly before disappearing. The boy's arm didn't match the shadow, so it wasn't a reflection. Haley said she had no idea what her son saw that night, and she didn't even pay attention to anything other than trying to silence him, until she finally figured it out after reviewing the footage.
Nothing in here. There's nothing in here. Okay, I don't see it.
This incident occurred on Thursday night, the 19th of November, 2025, when a man was working the night shift guarding a diesel fuel tank at a palm oil company. It was known that he had previously experienced disturbances, such as hearing laughter and the sound of someone sweeping from a dark, unlit area. But the most obvious incident occurred on Thursday night, when a diesel fuel tank suddenly moved by itself right in front of him. The tank contained 10 liters of diesel fuel and was made of stainless steel. It was unknown how such a heavy tank could move by itself without anyone moving it. The man claimed that he was alone that night, and no one was there. This terrifying video is an exploration from the Satpam Explore channel. The goal that night was to explore a forest where there was a hut that had once been inhabited by a man who gardened there. He also mentioned that the man had died there, and his spirit now roams the area around the garden. I decided to go there despite the risks, and upon arrival, it was clear that the hut was in a state of disrepair. Suddenly, I heard a loud thud coming from the direction of the hut. Watch the video.
Apa itu? Di sini saya bakalan coba men-challenge aku lagi ya. Saya bakalan coba redupkan lampunya dan saya masuk ke sana lagi. Kita lihat. Karena kalau terlalu terang menurut saya nggak terlalu menantang ya. Nggak serem lah. Kita coba gelap-gelap dulu. Ada suara lompatan loh. Sumpah, tiba-tiba bau amis darah ya. Allah Akbar. Bau amis darah betul-betul menyengat. Enggak tahu sudah hampir 1 jam saya di sini. Lumayan lama. Sudah hampir jam 1 dan ada yang aneh sih di belakangku tadi. Sumpah, ini leherku berinding loh teman-teman. Ini berdiri semua bulu-bulunya dah. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
This video was shared by a man through his personal TikTok account, where he said that he was idly checking his store's CCTV footage when he suddenly discovered a strange incident that occurred around 2 a.m. The man was shocked to see clearly that the mannequin suddenly moved on its own, even though no one was in the store at the time. So, was there something invisible moving the mannequin? Or was there another cause? What do you think?